content.
Hello, everyone, and welcome here tonight to Atlanta Motor Speedway here in the ARCS series for the Cup cars for 163 laps around this mile-and-a-half track. My name is Zach Wetstein. I'm here tonight with Sam Wetstein. How you doing tonight?
Wonderful, wonderful. I'm ready for some fine Atlanta racing.
Very rough track surface here tonight here at Atlanta, an old track surface. So it's going to be eating up those tires. It is only 69 degrees on the track temperature right now. They did set it to morning time or sunrise to try to eliminate the heat on the track as much as possible. But really, this track doesn't even need a lot of heat to eat up those tires. So it's going to be fun to watch tonight. They got a lot of tire sets on hand. And going to be fun to watch how they manage those tire sets here tonight at this track.
Yeah, I think there's little gremlins in the track with knives that want to cut your tires all the way around.
That's a way to say it.
Yeah, you could race here in the dead of winter at night and still wear those suckers off.
Cody Pennell, your points leader through 3 races out qualifying right now in that Valvoline 6 machine, as he's about to cross the start-finish line for the second time, it looks like. Oh, actually, no, that was a cross for his first lap. Okay, so this is his first lap, as Kobe Roberts has the fastest lap so far. His laps are starting to come in.
Yeah, I see about 29.5 maybe taking the pole tonight. You can motor it around here really fast for 2 laps, but when you get into race time, you don't want to run that line.
We're seeing 29.8s right now, 29.7 from Jeremy Brialt. We'll see if Cody's able to top that. Kobe Roberts did. He put down a 29.63. So a lot of faster times coming into the second lap, it looks like, and we're going to see what lap Cody Pennell puts down here. And Cody will be 3rd fastest on the chart so far with the 29.683. Go over to Daniel Roberts here in that Pennzoil Ford Mustang. Daniel has not laid down a lap yet, so this looks like his first lap as he comes out of turn 4. And very different turns. You know, ovals like this can look a lot alike outside of it, but these turns do not drive a lot alike, as turn 1 and 2 I'd say is a little bit looser than 3 and 4 in my experience this past week at Atlanta. You're able to get to that bottom a little better in 3 and 4.
Yeah, 1 and 2, the entry is loose, and you expect loose off, but it pushes straight out to the wall if you're going that low line.
All going to be throttle management here tonight, along with managing those tires, as Daniel Roberts puts down the 15th fastest lap time on his first time around.
You can manage to get loose off of turn 2 if you cut it too far to the inside. If you let it go out to the wall, it's more natural. But if you try to hold it in the line, you're trying to pass underneath somebody, you're going to have to be careful not to self-spin there doing that.
As Daniel Roberts now goes into the top 5 in P4. And Kobe Roberts, that means that Kobe's still going to be able to hold on to that pole spot for now. We still got a couple of people going to put times down. Trey Bass, the 55. So he pushed up a little bit off of the entry of the turn. A fun fact I learned during the broadcast this past Sunday in the NASCAR broadcast was that when they first started coming to Atlanta, the back stretch was the front stretch and the front stretch was the back stretch.
Yeah.
So that's a really interesting fact about this track.
This quad oval up front, it's tricky. If you don't run it right, you can actually get loose and spin going into that quad oval.
Absolutely. Even like on old tires, when you go through there, if you're trying to dive below somebody, you got to be super careful not to jerk that wheel a little bit too much to the left and spin yourself out into turn 1. As Trey Bass, second lap, and unfortunately was not able to get it in. His qualifying just ended right before he was able to get there. So Kobe Roberts with the pole spot here tonight. And we're about to go racing for 163 laps. Your first stage of the night will be 53 laps, and then we'll go to lap 106, and then from there on out to the end, that'll be the end of stage 2, and then from there on out we'll go to the end at 163 laps. We're going to pull up your grid here and show you where everybody's starting. Kobe Roberts with a 29.630 gets it done and gets that pole spot with Dustin Painter on his outside in second. Cody Pinnell starts tonight in the third position. Sorry, I was looking at something. Daniel Roberts starting P4 in that 30 machine. Elliott Longenecker starting tonight in fifth with that number 5 machine. David Hawk in sixth with Jeremy Briault starting 7th on his outside. Is Guru Evers with Ken Bellamy starting in the 9th position with Garrett Kinder rounding out the top 10. Jacob Fifield starting 11th tonight with Donald Ray on his outside starting 12th. And then 13th position will be Trey Kirk with Alex Simkowski starting 14th on his outside.
Samuel Roberts starting in the 15th position with Tristan Catania at his outside 16th. 17th is Stephen Downton with 18th, the 53 of Jason Alexander. 19th, we got Patrick Allen. 20th, Ryan Pinnell. 21st, Thomas Andrews. The 22nd spot going to Jonathan Hohenbrink. 23rd, Trey Bass. The 24th position going to Terry Gabbert. The 25th and final position going to Keith Durst in that 11 machine.
Keith Durst, I'm not sure if Keith is doing a little bit of race control here tonight. Everybody is gridded up but him, so it looks like it.
Okay. Well, I figured I'd give him a shout out anyway. He's on my list. If your name's on the list, you're getting a mention.
Might as well. They're starting to roll off here. 24 cars in the field here tonight for this race. And when we look at the schedule for these races, this is one of our longer races of the season. We do have Martinsville for 250 laps, sorry. So that's going to be a long race, but alongside of that is this race here at Atlanta, and not many tougher tracks to have this long of a race at with 250 miles here tonight.
Yeah, I'm sure these guys looked on the schedule and went 163 at Atlanta. Well, the field's all lined up on the backstretch, and something I'll bring over to this broadcast that we have on Saturday nights. It's time to go get her, boys.
Hey, might as well carry it over.
Might as well.
Yeah, that 22 of Kobe Roberts going to lead this field to the machine, to the race. We got Ford and a Chevy on that front row. And I hope
Well, I like to stay unbiased, but I'm rooting for the Chevy.
I hope their paint schemes are right because my trading paints was messed up. But the green flag is out. Kobe Roberts and Dustin Painter into turn 1. Cody Pennell to the bottom, going to look to take that second position away early and go for the lead.
Well, we got a nice clean start. Everybody through 2, nice and clean.
Don't mind the white cars that you're about to see. Just going to refresh their paints.
Looks like an IRAC race from days gone past. I've been to a few of those.
As they should update here pretty soon, but Kobe Roberts done a nice job so far at maintaining that lead over Cody Pennell, who's won 2 races already this season. And I thought they would update just a little bit quicker than they are. And oh, we have a spinner in the back. He's able to save it. That is Donald Ray and more wrecking.
Oh, we got another spinner. I believe he'll be able to keep going and no caution.
That's Alex Simkowski. Big damage to that car, and like you said, no caution, so that's a bit unfortunate for the 99.
Yeah, I've been in that situation going, oh, come on, please.
Yeah.
But no, time to go get some damage fixed. They do have 1 quick repair tonight, so.
We're starting to see that highline in 3 and 4, at least from our leader, as Kobe chose to run that, maybe not all the way next to the wall, which you really don't want to, at least in 3 and 4, but at least in a higher groove, and he's doing it both sides right now.
I came in here and run some tests earlier, and early on that middle line seemed pretty good.
You got to worry about that middle line eating up your tires.
Another spinner.
Got to be careful.
And he keeps going. That was 7th place. Jeremy Brault.
A lot of racing going on back here. Side-by-side Trey Kirk. And looks like the 37 of Ken Bellamy, as now that 24 machine looks under the 49 as well. And it looks like the 37 of Ken Bellamy going to follow him down there, and both are going to make a pass on Dustin Painter. And, oh, no.
All contact.
Dustin Painter, unfortunately, has fallen back all the way back to 10th after starting this race on the front row. So a little bit of trouble for that 49 early on, at least position-wise. No wrecks, but position-wise lost 8 spots.
Yeah, and he's probably going to lose a couple more. He's got some pretty good right front damage there, just above the wheel.
Oh, the 48. Tristan Catania locks him down. So no spin, but those tires are going to be, I mean, you cannot afford to have any slide throughout any of these turns because that'll hurt those tires a lot.
I'm telling you, coming off of turn 2, you got to watch your line. You take that too tight, you're going to spin, just like we've seen several guys do, trying to pass somebody on the inside of that turn.
Field starting to stretch out here out front. About a 2 or 3 car length, maybe 4 for lead for Kobe Roberts, as Cody Pennell is right in his tracks, and right behind Cody is Daniel Roberts in that Pennzoil Ford Mustang. We got 3 Fords already up inside the top 3 and 4 Fords in the top 5.
Yeah, and don't look now.
Cody Pennell has an issue. He gets loose out of turn 2. That's going to give up that second spot to Daniel Roberts. We've seen a lot of people loose out of 2.
We're going to be calling that all night. I was getting ready to say, don't look down, Trey Bass, who started in the 23rd position, has made up 9 spots up to 14th, and Ryan Pennell from 20th up to 13th. So we got some movers from the back of the pack.
Those two maybe following each other, or at least that 55 of Trey Bass is going to try to maybe follow that 12 through traffic. They're not near those cars in front of them yet, but that's one thing you can do. You can kind of use the car in front of you, let him battle the cars in front of you or in front of him, and then follow him on that inside line and pass them up the easy way. So we'll see if Trey Bass and the 12 of Ryan Pennell are maybe working together a little bit to try to cut through the field. But I mean, right now you can see They're not really running away from each other. Ryan Pinnell obviously has a little bit more speed as he's in front of Trey, but those two are staying pretty close together right now as we actually have a battle in front of them.
Yeah, and that 12 guy running that high line got a little loose coming off a 2. Just a little sideways and just barely missed the wall.
Dustin Painter, who lost the 9th position to Trey Kirk early on, maybe saving a little bit as he gained that spot back, and will look to try to go get 8th.
We got 53 laps in this first stage, and we know you can't make that on fuel, so.
Oh yeah, we forgot to mention that. I apologize.
So we have stage racing tonight.
Yeah, so fuel-wise, they can go about 37 to 40, but this first stage is 53 laps, so I would assume around lap 26 or 27 is when you're going to start seeing cars go down to pit road. At least that's when the fuel or the pit window opens, so we'll see if drivers start to come down pit road as soon as they can. I would assume so because they're going to be crying for tires at about that point. They would. I mean, heck, they're crying for them now, probably.
Oh yeah, yeah. 10 laps in, you're on roller skates. I guess ice skates would be a better term.
As Cody Pinelli had that little slip up, lost the 2nd position, but I mean, he's right back to the back bumper of Kobe Roberts. He wants to take that lead.
Yeah, he's going to make a move here.
As down to the inside, the 6 machine of Cody Pinnell looking to take the lead here early on. Not going to be able to do it in 3 and 4, though.
Carrying all that momentum through that turn that low, he definitely was going to push up, so he had to back out of that. He got a really good run on him, and I imagine he was hoping to get the pass completed so he could do the slide job on him, but didn't quite make it.
As we're actually seeing some side-by-side battling for 3rd there. And I mean, if we want to go on the nose here real quick, you can just see how bumpy this place is. Not as much on the top as the bottom, but it's still a pretty bumpy track.
Yeah, running that high line, if that's what your plan is, if you go into 1, there is I call it a ramp. Technically it's a bump, but if you hit that just wrong, it's going to send your car spinning.
Elliot Longenecker was the car battling Daniel Roberts, but he wasn't able to take the spot. We're starting to see passing is becoming a lot tougher as this run keeps going on here, and it's proven. You saw Cody Pinnell try to go to the bottom of Kobe Roberts, was not able to make the pass, and has fallen back about to a half a second or so as Elliot Longenecker going to try again.
See if we can make it stick coming out of this 4.
He did a really nice job, but that high line is going to get a better run off the turn.
Yeah, he held it down there really good, but I'll imagine that cost him some time.
As 17 green flag laps to start out this race so far, and Cody Pinnell, he's right back to the back bumper of Kobe Roberts for the lead.
Yeah, Kobe coming through 4 there, running that high line, I believe had to back out of it a little bit. Looked like he got a little pushy up towards the wall. That's one of them oh no moments.
See how good of a run Cody Pinnell gets off the turn. It looks like that middle lane is really working well for the 22 right now. As, I mean, Cody Pinnell was all over the back bumper of the 22, but he took the middle line. Cody took the high line, and the middle line prevailed. So, yeah, every time, maybe that's Kobe taking it easy, because every time that Cody gets to his back bumper, that 22 kind of fires right back off.
Yeah.
And starts to go away a little bit.
Yeah, I think he's trying to conserve as much tire as possible because there's no way to conserve the fuel. So I think he's got a lead. It's comfortable. It's hard to pass here. Take your time through the turn. When the guy gets to you, motor it a little bit and get away from it.
Jeremy
What?
Brialt, go ahead.
Oh, I say you got to imagine it's hard on Cody trying to get the pass, and you get a good run, you try to make the pass, and it's not successful, but you have succeeded in burning some more tire.
Garrett Kinder's found his way into the top 5 along with Jeremy Brialt. Garrett Kinder's up 6 spots. He started this race in the 10th position, so he's starting to move forward as this run continues to go on, and we're getting close to that pit window starting to open.
Yeah, I'm talking with Kinder earlier, making that move up into the top 5. You got to. He hates this place, so he needs to keep on hating it.
See, I don't know if he hates this place or if this place hates him. It might be both.
It might be. He's up to 3rd.
Doesn't hate him right now, but a long race to go. Obviously, this track can bite you on the first or last lap. It doesn't matter.
Oh yeah.
As
and I gotta imagine.
Garrett Kinder he's making passes almost too easy, and we've seen how tough it can be to pass here so far.
Well, knowing Kinder, and I'm sorry I don't know everybody here yet, but I do know Garrett. I imagine for the major part of that run, he was conserving tires, and when people started to back up to him, he knew it was time to go because the pit stops are coming up. Try to gain as many positions as he can before those green flag stops.
Yeah, so you can go about 37 to 40 laps with fuel. So, yeah, you could start going right now if you wanted to, and we're actually seeing that right now with Patrick Allen down pit road. Oh, but he does have a lot of damage to that car.
Yeah. Yeah, you know you can't go 53 laps on a fuel run no matter how hard you save, so you try to split it in half. You got 7 tire sets here tonight. You're going to want to try to figure out a way to keep a set in the pits for a late race caution. But 6 sets of tires, that's a lot.
Yeah, so, these drivers could go in right now and get fuel and tires, but we're not seeing anybody bite just yet. But, hey, once one person up here goes,
yeah,
you got to imagine the other people are going to follow because we're already 2 seconds off pace, if not more for some. So, and in terms of the leaders, we're 2 seconds off of the pace. So, as soon as someone comes down and gets tires, they're going to be automatically 2 seconds faster than everybody else, and that's going to draw almost everyone down immediately.
Yeah, I would say the first person out of the top 10 that goes will start the chain reaction. Oh, and second place has blinked out.
Yeah, I just saw that. That Cody Pinnell blinked out, and doesn't look like he's going to be fortunate enough to blink back in. Oh, there he is.
Oh, there he is.
There he is. Good timing.
Luckily, nobody was around him.
As Trey Kirk looking to make a pass for the 4th position over Daniel Roberts. So we're really starting to see the movers in this race. Trey Kirk, he started 13th. He's up to 4th right now. Trey Bass, we looked at him earlier. He's in 12th right now, up 11 spots. I'm looking for...
I believe that's about our biggest mover.
Yeah, Ryan Pinnell was with him earlier, I believe, but he has fallen back a lot.
Yeah. He may have burned the tires up a little bit trying to move up there, that gap.
But hey, so far, 26 laps in, these two have been the class of the field so far with Kobe Roberts and Cody Pinnell up front. And it looks like Cody is a little bit faster, but Kobe Roberts doing a really nice job early on at protecting that lead.
Yeah, it's like you said earlier with Trey Bass following Ryan Pinnell through the field like that, making Ryan Pinnell do all the hard work. He was able to save a little more tire. All right, we got the 21 and David Houck in 9th position calling out that he's going to pit. So.
Oh, that's 27. A dangerous spot. He was on the high line. That is a dangerous spot to do it.
Oh.
Oh, and he misses it.
Oh, no.
He misses pit road, and he's going to get an illegal pit entry here, or unsafe pit entry. So that's going to be a penalty for the 21. Elliott Longenecker down pit road as well. A lot more successful entry to pit road for him.
And Kobe Roberts has taken the lead. And I imagine we'll see some pit stop. Or, no, Kobe Roberts over.
No,
oh, I'm sorry. Cody Pinnell has taken it over. I'm sorry.
Garrett Kinder and Daru Evers down pit road, and we saw some smoke from Kinder, but it looks like he's on there successfully. So yeah, we're starting to see Samuel Roberts as well. We're starting to see a lot of pit stops, and I mean Cody Pennell. Yep, it looks like Cody might be coming. I don't know, but you got to come soon if you're these leaders. You cannot be giving up 2 seconds per lap.
I'm thinking maybe Cody Roberts thought about pitting last lap and slowed down,
Cody
which gave Cody Pennell the lead, but he's coming this time.
Oh, and he hits the
pit
cone, so that's going to be unsafe pit entry for the 22. Oh, man. Just mistakes you cannot make. Luckily, in this series, you do have stage racing, so these people with the penalties will be able to maybe make up for the entry penalties.
I'm pretty sure that's going to be at least a drive-through.
Yeah, but at least if you go a lap down, you have another caution that you know is going to come on stage 2, but that is a while away, as we still have 23 laps left in this stage. And right now, Dustin Painter in the lead, but he's staying out. Trey Bass, Ken Bellamy, Thomas Andrews, Jonathan Hohenbrink, Terry Gabbard. And
okay, the 22 is being held for that penalty.
Yeah, so okay, so yeah, it's going to be probably, and unfortunately, a 40-second hold. Because whenever I hear of holding penalties, it's usually 40 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So big mistakes for a couple of drivers.
Running 32-second laps, that's at least a lap down. He may go 2.
Yeah, so right now we have Jacob Fifield going down pit road. So we still have 9 people who have stayed out on track.
He's sitting at 2 laps down coming out of the pits.
But they are losing 2 seconds a lap doing this. Is Cody Pennell. You're going to see him come up on our leaders here soon. As there's Trey Bass in second, and he taps the wall a little bit. So Cody Pennell going to try to get his lap back the hard way, or the old-fashioned way, before a caution can come out. But right now, Dustin Painter playing the strategy game as he's got 20 laps left in this stage. Gonna have to pit, though.
If I was Trey Bass, I was moving up. I think I'd have went in a little earlier. But for Painter, Bellamy, Andrews, some of these guys that were running in the back, staying out, it's probably not a bad idea trying to trap some guys a lap down.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention to you, just because we were talking about so many things pre-broadcast, but last week we did this, so I imagine it stayed. 5 bonus points to the stage winners and the race winner. So Cody Pennell, he had no issues on pit road, and if a caution does not come out, he's in that position to get that stage win and get 5 bonus points.
Yeah, and he has gotten his lap back.
Yeah, he's sitting 8th right now, currently 29 seconds back from Dustin. But obviously Dustin will have to pit eventually, and he'll get that back as Ken Bellamy coming down pit road. So we only have now also Ryan Pennell coming down pit road, and he misses pit entry. So, man, we've seen at least 3 cars miss that entry.
And go back to practice. Everybody practices that qualifying run. Probably should take a couple of shots at pit road.
So we still have 5 cars who have stayed out. Dustin Painter, Trey Bass, Thomas Andrews, Jonathan Hohenbrink, and Tristan Catania out there. But it looks like, Tristan just got passed by Cody for 5th.
And one of the things that I've held on to, I haven't been in this iRacing long, but one of the things I held on to that you told me was, especially under green flag, it's better to be a little slow than to get a penalty.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if you're battling for the lead and second place is right behind you, then you got to be aggressive. But, I mean, if you're not, so for stage 1, I know you want 5 bonus points, but you got to be careful getting on the pit road because, when you look at it, hindsight, you'd rather be in second because you lost the lead on pit road than be outside of the top 20 or outside the top 15 because you lost a couple of laps due to a penalty.
Yeah, we had a couple of guys get loose in the back, but we keep her rolling. They hit that inside apron and sorted it out and got going.
Let's just take a quick look. We're going to go cockpit with the 49 we're going to watch him through 1 and 2.
He's on lap 38, so.
Yep. So really old tires.
He's going to be coming.
Now we got Cody Pennell on those fresher tires, about 2 seconds faster tires.
Yeah, that 9 car motored around him like he was the pace car.
You're just able to get on the gas and stay on the gas a lot better on those fresher tires. But Dustin Painter, he's going as long as he can. He's made it to lap 39.
And I'm amazed. But I don't think he's going to get his caution that he was hoping for.
Yeah, we were told it was 37 to 40, and the 49 might just prove that a little bit wrong here.
And the 48 just called out that he's pitting next time by. He's running 10th.
Tristan Catania.
49 calls out that he is pitting this time.
So 40 laps, right on the dot. Oh no! Oh, and he spins
sideways.
out.
Oh,
Contact. And I don't think that'll bring out a caution because he spun out on pit road. We'll see. So that's now 4 and 5.
Another one.
The 2 of Thomas Andrews hits the wall hard. That's 5 people we've seen make mistakes on entry of pit road.
And old tires, too fast entering, trying to block them up. That goes, like I said, that goes back to practice and patience.
So there was Kobe Roberts getting one of his laps back there.
And we still got Trey Bass running 42. He's on 42 laps so far.
We know he won't be able to go to the end, or should not be able to go to the end.
No. I'm amazed he's still out there.
He's the only one left out there right now on older tires. And that and the fuel from not having pit yet, as Thomas Andrews probably serving that penalty right now. And I mean, penalties under green are so much more severe than the penalties you can get under caution.
He's got a 16-second lead on Cody Pennell, and you know, if he can get in there and get out, he's
no, he
going to be
will
close to
absolutely
losing. Yeah, he'll lose the lap.
He'll lose a lap.
Trying
Absolutely.
to do the math.
He might.
And he's coming in.
With how much time he's lost, he might lose 2 laps. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because I mean, 2 seconds a lap is just so much time to lose. As Trey Bass will hold on to the lead for this lap at least, but Cody Pennell, once he comes around out of 4, will lead the next. As long as Trey Bass crosses the start-finish line before he pits.
Trey Bass is going to gain on a few guys because he had a really clean entry in the pit road.
So you see Cody Pennell back to the lead spot, and we have 10 cars on the lead lap after green flag pit stops. So clean run so far. Not for some, but.
Trey Kirk in the 24 machine from 13th up to 2nd. Garrett Kinder in 3rd from 10th. At least he held his spot.
Yeah, Trey Kirk must have had a heck of a pit stop because I believe he was 4th when he went to pit, and obviously with Kobe Roberts' penalty, and he beat Garrett Kinder out of pit road, it looks like, and that puts him in 2nd.
Oh, he had a 14-second pit stop compared to Garrett Kinder's 13.5.
Well, you also got to think about entry and exit of pit road.
Yeah. How much time was spent on pit road? He probably had a better time there.
But Cody Pennell, 7 seconds right now ahead of Trey Kirk. As he's Trey Bass now in 10th has gone a lap down, but he will be on some fresher tires than our leader now that he waited so long to pit. So I imagine by the end of this stage we'll have 10 on the lead lap. We'll see if Trey Bass is able to catch and pass Cody. No reason he shouldn't.
Cody's got 17 laps on those tires. Trey's 2. If he can't pass him, something's wrong.
Yeah, here he
But here
comes.
comes Painter. Oh, want to make it 3 wide.
Well, both of them are getting their lap back, so that'll be 11. But you don't want to wreck while trying to get your lap back.
No.
That would be a bad idea.
I'm not even on the track. I was holding my breath if that was going 3 wide.
But that does put 11 back on the lead lap here. And that will be all that really passes Cody most likely. You got Jacob Fifield on the back stretch right now as Cody leaves turn 4. So 5 laps left in this stage. Been a clean one so far. In terms of caution laps, not so clean for some on pit road and not so clean for some out of turn 2, but they've kept everything straight and have not brought out a caution yet. And this is a tough track not to have any cautions other than the scheduled cautions, and even in just one stage.
And, of course, my messed up brain is already trying to figure out who is going to try to stay out under our stage caution.
I just, it's not going to work out for whoever tries to do it.
Trey Bass and Dustin Painter on the freshest tires.
But those tires will be at least 5 or 6 laps old by the time we get to it. Caution is out.
Oh, wow. Wreck on the front is what I'm hearing.
I clicked on
Got
the right
99
person.
in the pits.
That is the 4 of Terry Gabbard around, and that'll be the end of the stage, I assume. Let's go check out what happened to the 4 car here.
Yeah, I just got confirmed over race comms that is the end of the stage.
As Cody Pinnell will get 5 bonus points, and the 4 hits the wall. Nowhere to go for the 12 of Ryan Pinnell.
I think Zimkowski played a little strategy there. Saw the wreck, saw the caution coming, and dove on the pit road and got 4 fresh tires early, and I think legally. But problem is he's 3 laps down.
Yeah. As we're going to see pit road be pretty busy here, at least for the lead lap cars. And there are 11 of them right now, and we'll get a free pass, I imagine.
And now what might work out to his advantage is if all the other lap cars pit, it would put him in position. I'm always confused with the lucky dog. Is it the first one lap down or the first car any laps down?
It's the first car a lap down unless they're a part of a wreck. Then it's the next closest to the first lap down. So
okay, so
it always goes
1, 2,
to
3.
it always goes to who is closest to the lead lap. Say you have so if you have one guy 1 lap down and then 2 guys 2 laps down, if that guy that's 1 lap down wrecks, it goes to whoever's ahead of the other guy 2 laps down. So I know it can be confusing, but eventually you get a hold of it. But yeah, so that's going to be the end of stage 1, and Cody Pinnell, 5 bonus points for him, and that's going to help him kind of bridge that lead over second place in points right now, which would be Trey Kirk, or is Trey Kirk.
And looks like we're going to have some wave around cars. Looks like 13th through 18th will get to the wave around.
Looks like Ken Bellamy. Okay, he's going down pit road. Oh, maybe I'm wondering if either he stayed out an extra lap to pit and started the end of the lead lap cars. I don't know, but he did stay out and then he pit next time around. And Garrett Kinder, he got that second position over Trey Kirk before that caution could come out.
And another 13.5-second pit stop. Tied with Trey Kirk. Oh boy. Trey Kirk for at least pit stall time.
So we're going to have, looks like, trying to see.
And
it looks like Jonathan Hohenbrink, and I'm trying to tell who's ahead of him, but I can't. They're going to get their laps back by the wave around, which means they will not be able to pit, but we'll be able to at least get their lap back.
And I knew somebody would try something on strategy. The 9 car of Gary Evers, sitting in 7th, had a 3.9-second pit stop, so I got to imagine that's a splash of fuel.
Oh, that is Alex Simkowski, which you said he went down pit road right before that caution came out. So he's going to get the wave around and be on fresh tires, along with being on the same fuel as these other drivers. Currently sitting, I believe it'll be 2 laps down when he, or will it be 3? We'll find out.
Okay, I've got him 2 laps down and 23rd behind the lead lap cars.
So this will get his second, so he'll be 2 laps down after getting this.
The wave around, if we got the wave around, then he's going to have to start tail end too, so.
Yeah, but at least he's on those fresh tires, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 2 laps down, along with a good amount of people. We got 3 or 4 other drivers 2 laps down with him, so he's got to race them for that free pass position.
Yeah, everybody in front of him's got fresher tires by a couple of laps, though. But he's had caution laps on there, so.
I mean, if he pit right before the caution, he has no racing laps on those tires, so.
No.
All right, well, restart number 1, I guess you could call it, because I know some people call it a restart on the original start of the race, but I don't know why they do. But first restart of the race.
Yeah.
As we're going to start stage 2 of this race.
No reason to call it huh?
I know. Yeah.
Time to go get her, boys.
As we are hitting lap 54 as we go green. The green flag is out. This stage will go to lap 106. As Cody Pennell gets a great launch, and Trey Kirk for the 2nd position over Garrett Kinder.
He caught a lot of people sleeping there. I think Garrett's going to lose another one. And we saw this earlier, too. It's early in the run. I imagine Kinder will be on saving tire mode.
He maintains that top 3 over Elliott Longenecker, though, and uses that high line. And side by side behind him, that 30 of Daniel Roberts and Jeremy Briault side by side right now. Jeremy in the 74, Daniel Roberts in that 30 on the low line.
Kobe Roberts is praying for a caution. He's the first car lap down.
Yeah, we know he's fast. If he can get that lap back, whether it's from a caution during the stage or at the end of the stage, we know that he'll have speed to get back up through the field. Well, now, can he get back up through the field and battle for the lead? We'll see.
Yeah.
But we won't get too far ahead of ourselves. It's just started stage 2 here at Atlanta, and Cody Pennell, Trey Kirk, your top 2, and starting to pull away a little bit from Garrett Kinder in 3rd.
Well, it wasn't too bad for Trey Bass. He's running in 9th out of 23rd spot, so he ended up, even with that mistake on pit road, coming out pretty good.
As there's the 22, obviously not on the lead lap, but can he come up here and take his lap back the hard way? I guess we'll see. That'd be pretty tough.
I'd like to see that.
He's still got a lot of spots to make up, though. Oh no, and he gets turned around, and big damage, and that's going to be a caution.
Well, there's the caution he was hoping for, and we got spinners
he's
behind him, too. And, some more collecting.
Yeah, but he was a part of that wreck, so he's not going to get that free pass.
Yeah, and we got a car on the lid, the 14.
We're going to go see what
Donald
happens.
Ray.
Saw driver get loose out of 2. And that's kind of what started it. Here we go. 37 gets loose, and wow, just nowhere to go for the 22. I mean, absolutely nowhere. And maybe in the back, some ARCS breaks going on here as people are hitting each other after the caution. Alex Simkowski able to avoid everybody, though, and the car on the top of its roof. Donald Ray.
Looks like the 54 of Stephen Downton, if he wasn't involved in that, will be our lucky dog. Hey, Stephen's from Indiana, too. Fellow Hoosier.
I'm showing David Houck in front of him.
Okay. I haven't caught up yet.
So David Houck would get it, unfortunately, for Stephen, as Kobe Roberts has to go down there and get that quicker pair, I would imagine, or he already has. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I was keeping an eye on him to see if he was going to sit there and get it fixed. Doesn't look
I don't know.
Horrible.
That front end hit the wall really hard, though.
Yeah, sometimes my appearance on it. Yep,
Yep, there he
quick
goes.
repair.
Yeah, that front end hit. Well, no, because it didn't look like a lot of damage to that front end of that car, but he hit that wall way too hard to have an okay car, even if it looked okay. Because he hit square, but that motor was affected by it, and you know it.
So quick repair. He is out, and another set of tires. Oh, excuse me. That come out of nowhere. For those of you just first listening to me, I will say something, and then the exact opposite will happen every race. So pay attention.
So I'm looking here, and yeah, David Houck got his lap back there in that 21 Coke machine. So Stephen Downton would be, if we had another caution, would be the first in line, but a lot can change once we go back racing.
Yeah, I got Jonathan Holmbrake still in the pits. Donald Ray, of course, he was on his roof, so he'd been towing.
Yeah, we have
Downton
a lot of
and Alexander have come into the pits, which will put Kobe Roberts up to our first car lap down again. With fresh tires, and most everybody ahead of him 10 laps old. Those suckers are probably worn out pretty good already, so we might see him make another attempt to go through the field and get his lap back the old-fashioned way. Okay, now I have a question.
Okay.
We ended the stage early at lap 50.
What was that?
So we're at 103, lap 103, a 53
No, 106.
lap. We're still 106. Okay.
I would imagine, yes. Well, because, yeah, it's still got to be 106. Yeah.
Okay.
Because on the schedule it shows as lap 53 or 53 and 53 for stage 1 and 2. So yeah, I would imagine.
Okay, so a little bit longer of a second stage than they were anticipating.
Or it won't, and I could be wrong, but we'll see. We haven't had a caution right before the stage ends before in this series so far, so
We will find out together. Trey Bath and Dustin Painter rounding out your top 10.
sorry, you were talking to nobody. I was confirming with Elliot what lap we were going to. We're still going to lap 106.
Nobody heard me?
They heard the top 10.
I said something really profound that we will never hear it. Darn it.
Cody
And we're underway.
Pinell, Trey Kirk, your front row, and they both get off pretty even. Trey Kirk gets a pretty good jump, but not good enough. And the battle really is on for third right now. And beyond.
Looks like Kinder's going to have that one. We'll have a battle for fourth. These guys coming up 5th, 6th, 7th are real tight together.
As the 9 of Giroux Evers, or Giroux Evers, goes down to the bottom to try to make a pass on Jeremy Briault, but not able to, as Jeremy gets a great run on the back bumper of the 30. Starting to single file out a little bit more as we're going on, but still a lot of compact racing here. Cars very close to each other, and Garrett Kinder, Trey Kirk, Cody Pinell, your top 3. And I mean, this is the great thing about the dynamic tracking that iRacing brought. You saw all the top 3 run a different line into turn 3.
Yeah, and during practice, I ran all 3 lines, and there's pros and cons to all 3 of them. It comes down to what the driver likes the best.
Oh, as the 9 gets loose and hits the wall just a little bit.
I think, yeah, that's our guy that went for a splash of gas, and he's feeling those old tires.
Trey Kirk showing some speed here as he's getting close to our leader here into turn 1 on lap 65. But Cody Pennell, I mean, he talked to us and he said that, you know, the 1.5 miles maybe, or no, I think it was the mile at Phoenix. So he likes these 1.5 miles, and when he gets out to the lead on these 1.5 miles, he seems to just find a way to keep it. So right now, in that lead spot, some cars behind him, but he's doing a nice job at managing that gap early on in this run. As he opened the season at Homestead with the win, and then went on, actually can't remember what the second week was, I apologize. He went on to Las Vegas and won as well, so both 1.5 miles, and we went to a Phoenix, which was 1 mile in length, but we're right back to another 1.5 miles. As we got a battle going on for 4th. Daniel Roberts trying to make a pass on Elliott Longnecker.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say over race comms, Elliott told the guy to go on by him. He was taking it easy, so he's on tire-saving mode.
Top 3 starting to pull away a little bit. As Garrett Kinder getting closer and closer to Trey Kirk. We've seen these two racing around each other a lot, kind of the back half of stage 1 and to start out stage 2 as well. So it's going to be fun to watch these guys battle it out all race long, as we are down to under 100 laps to go now here at Atlanta.
Yeah, you always hear Kinder talking about, I'm going to take it easy, I'm going to take it easy, as he's running up on somebody trying to get past him.
Yeah, it's one thing to say something, and then to do it is another thing, because you can kind of preach about saving tires all week long coming up to that race, but as soon as you get in that car, the competitiveness in you kicks in, and you want to just take every spot you can.
And he keeps saying that he loves old tires. He loves it when the tires start to wear out, and he's better. He thinks he's better on the old, scrubbed-out tires, so got that going for him. They will be scrubbed out here pretty soon.
Cody Pennell using that real high lane right now. Maybe
Trey Bass coming up, moved back up into the 6th spot after starting 23rd. He's having a good race. And he might just take 5th from Elliott Longnecker.
He's running that bottom line while everybody else is choosing to run that middle to high lane. See if that helps him get up to him, but you got to think, yeah, that high line's going to get a lot better runoff. And if we go back out to bigger view, yeah, he doesn't have anybody too close behind him. Jeremy Briault is a little bit behind him, but he can afford to take a risk here to try to make this pass, and if he's not able to, he still has that space behind him where he can stay in that 6th position.
Yeah. And what looked like a good battle forming up here between the 74 and the 22. 22 making a run up here trying to get that lap back.
Great battle going on here for 5th, though. Elliott Longnecker fighting on the outside, but man, Trey Bass is getting a fantastic run on the inside. And he might be able to clear him out of 4. That's going to be a really nice run from Elliott Longnecker, though, and he chooses not to block that lane. But with his advantage over that 5 car, he should be able to dive into turn 1 and take it. He doesn't move up, though, and I think that's going to cost him. Nope. Really nice run there from the 55.
That was nice patience holding off on that slide job coming out of 4, because your spotter may say clear, but that was pretty close, and it could have been ugly. So That was good, respectful driving there, not to take his opponent out and himself.
Daniel Roberts about to make a move for a top 3 here. This Garrett Kinder may be starting to fall off a little bit more. But it is tough to pass, and that's what was so kind of surprising by that 55, not because of him or whatever. It's just how tough it is to pass at this track, and the fact that he was able to make it happen in 2 laps was crazy. So we'll see if he's able to do the same here as he's trying to make a pass for 5th or 4th.
Yeah, and he got a little wiggle coming off of 4, put him back in the 5th, but he's still charging on. He's looking to get in there.
Stephen Downton down pit road. Yeah, I think we're about, well, actually with that early caution, but if we're thinking, and a caution is out. So
I'm not sure. Now it is. Oh, I'm a little late on that.
I'm not sure where the caution happened. 20's down pit road, but I'm not sure if it's due to that caution.
I got the 38 and a 19 lagging behind. I'm going to say no, not him.
Yeah, it was.
I believe he came out of pit road.
No, it was the 19. Yep, you're right. We're going to take a look here. We got him. Let's take a look at what brought out this caution. Slide job gone wrong, and unfortunately, both pay the price. And we're seeing everybody pit. As, again, we're going to lap 106. So, at this point, everyone should be able to make it on fuel to the end of stage 2. We're going to have, we're already down to 30 laps until then. So, we saw, I think, Trey Bass go 43 laps. So, yeah, they're more than well on fuel to make it to the end of stage 2.
That was the 54 he was involved with.
Cody Pennell comes out of pit road still with the lead. Garrett Kinder bypasses Trey Kirk on pit road. So you're going to see these drivers stay out here and get their lap back with the wave around, or at least one lap back with the wave around.
So I got Kinder at a 13.9 to Trey Kirk's 14.3. So maybe a little overrun.
And Kobe Roberts back on the lead lap now.
Or what I've done before, stop too short. Sinking feeling when your crew chief says too far back, pull forward.
Yeah. So Kobe Roberts, we've seen him a lap down racing a lot of these people, and now he gets to race for position when he races them. Which that's always a better feeling when you're actually racing them for a spot rather than racing them hard for nothing. Nothing in return anyways. So we got 15 cars on the lead lap right now. Alex Simkowski is the first not on the lead lap in 16th.
Sounds like we had an incident on pit road, but as far as I can tell, it was some lap down cars who may have gotten together.
And we should get the one to go this time around. Those cars ahead of Cody will be able to get their lap, a lap back, and Cody Pennell and Garrett Kinder will be your front row as we head for another restart here in stage 2. And like we said, with that pit stop, that secures everybody in the field that they can make it to the end of stage 2. Now it's going to be whether another caution comes out before the end of the stage again, and then we're going to have to see a pit stop for more tires, because with how many tire sets they have here tonight, if you run even 5 laps, you're going to want new tires.
So, as far as the leaders go, I believe this is their 4 set, leaving them 3 in the pits.
So yeah, you'd like for a caution not to come out and have to make that decision. But if you do 10, 15 laps and have another caution, I mean, you got to feel like you have to get tires.
Yeah. You want to stay out, but your heart says stay out. Your brain beats the heart to death going, no, go get tires.
Yeah, your hands that are actually on the wheel are like, nope, we're going down the pit road.
We're going. All right. Kids are going to sleep on this one.
Trey Kirk behind the leader in 3rd, and a great restart as he was behind the leader starting 3rd, and he's going to get 2nd on this opening restart.
I saw Garrett Kinder take a jump like he thought he had it timed, and he didn't. He had to back off, and that's when Cody Pennell went.
So Garrett Kinder gets the 2nd spot on pit road, but loses it, but he's going to go back for it on these fresh tires. Try to make the pass while you can, while it's easier.
Yeah, look at Trey Bass down there on the bottom, too. He's charging forward himself.
But Cody Pennell kind of enjoying that battle going on, because, I mean, that's the longer he doesn't have to worry about them catching up to him. But Trey Kirk did win that battle for 2nd, so he's catching right back up to Cody. And like I said, you want to make the pass while the tires are fresher, and so Trey Kirk wants to go up here and take that lead away while he can.
Oh, yeah. And with Kobe Roberts back on the lead lap, let's see if he can run through the field again. He's already made up 2 spots. And as the lucky dog, he's going to have to have started tail end of the lead lap, so tail end of the longest line. So that's passing some folks.
Yeah, not easy. You get your lap back and you feel really good about it, but then it's not easy having to come back from it from the end of the field. So
I believe didn't he was just the lucky dog on that caution, I believe, right?
yes.
So I'm seeing at least 6 cars he had to pass in those 2 laps.
Passes the 21 of David Hout for the 11th position, and will look to go take a top 10 spot away from Samuel Roberts. But he's got to work a little ways to get to him. And once he gets to him, he has a lot of cars in front of him to battle.
Yeah, and I start talking about Trey. He's moving backwards. Sorry, Trey.
Man, I mean, yeah, he's falling back from Cody right now, and here comes Garrett. But Cody, like I said, on these 1.5 miles, he just knows how to get it done. And right now, ever since that pit stop mistake from Kobe Roberts, has just been able to get it done.
Well, here comes Garrett Kinder making a pass for 2nd.
Garrett Kinder up to P2 in that Ford Mustang. We still have a lot. I mean, we have more Chevys starting to come up towards the front, but we do still have 3 Fords inside the top 5.
20 laps to go in this stage, if our lap count is right, and Garrett's on full send mode right now.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's maybe a reason he's
Robert.
That's maybe a reason he's teaming up with Full Send Racing in these kinds of races, because he likes to full send it.
Oh yeah, and Trey Roberts loose off at 2, but gathers it back down on the apron.
You mean Trey Bass?
Trey Bass. What'd I say?
Trey Roberts.
Oh shoot, sorry.
Trey Bass making up those positions he just lost. There's Kobe Roberts in 11th, right behind him. Looks to the inside, so one of many positions Kobe Roberts is going to have to make up here as he looks to get his car into the top 10 once again.
And for those of you watching tonight and those guys on track that may watch this replay over, I apologize. I will get to know all your names.
I was just looking, Alex Simkowski, the first lap down, he's had to work back from 3 laps down, so he just needs to stay in that spot till lap 106 and he'll get his lap back.
That is some driving.
Now a half-second lead for Cody Pennell over Garrett Kinder. So
I think you said it earlier. I think Cody Pennell's a little cat and mouse game. He gets a good lead, half second's a good lead. Time to take it easy a little bit. If those guys manage to make it back up to you, you still got tires to go away from.
So really your top 3 stayed the same a lot throughout kind of the end of stage 1 and through this stage 2. Daniel Roberts trying to maybe shake the top 3 up a little bit.
Noticing everybody here 3 and 4 in the lead pack, and it looks like 1 and 2 as well, all the way up to 4th place, running that high line.
Yeah, let's take a look at the track temperature as the sun starts to rise even more throughout this race. Track temperature has risen 11 degrees. It was at 70 at the start of this race, and 80 may not be a lot for other tracks, but for this one, every degree that heats up, or every degree that this track temperature goes up, is just that much more slick it gets and more tire it eats up. As the 24 gets into the wall, and that's going to be the mistake that the 30 needed as he gets into the top 3.
That's the danger of riding that high line, is getting sucked up into that wall. You get up there around them, around that dirty, the dirt, and it'll pull you in.
Yeah, all the marbles and stuff on that outside line right next to the wall can get you. And once you get into that stuff and start to get too close to that wall, there's kind of nowhere you can go. You just got to make that contact to the wall as light as you can.
Yeah. Yeah, you could easily overreact off of that and just send you right to the inside wall.
You don't want to be hitting any walls, but you don't want to come off that wall and hit the inside wall a little too hard.
The situations I've gotten into where I've gotten into that outside wall running a high line like that, if people are around you, the only thing you can think of is I don't want to wreck anybody else, so you try to hold it over to the wall, and it just creates more damage.
And that 30 got into the wall. The 30 of Daniel Roberts got in the wall himself, and that kind of checked up the 24 Trey Kirk, and Elliott Longenecker taking advantage of it.
I think we'll see these guys move down at least in the middle lane. They keep hitting. They hit that wall one more time. That's not going to want to run up there anymore.
Tight racing for the 3rd position, almost 3 wide. That is not one place you want to be, is the middle, as the 24
Nope.
Trey Kirk backs out, and that helps him as he remains on that high line over Elliott Longenecker and will keep that 4th position.
And he has moved down as well as Garrett Kinder has moved down to that middle lane.
As the battle for 3rd remains, I mean, one of these cars makes the pass on the other, and then 5 laps later, the car that lost the spot gains that spot back. I mean, they're just going back and forth right now. As, I heard somebody in the wall. It was loud, too. Whew. Scared me a little bit. Kobe Roberts, I'm not sure. I don't think it was Kobe Roberts, but he's only able to, he's lost positions, actually. He was up to 11th. He's 12th now.
It might have been him. I'll take a look.
Oh, yeah, that right side's beaten up. I think he was the one who got in the wall. It's not a it's not a lot of damage, but it is damage. So I'm pretty sure it was him. But right now, Cody Pennell a 1.5 second lead over Garrett Kinder. That car really showing some speed here in this race. Looking for win number 3 on the season for that 6 machine. As we are closing in on the end of stage 2, as we are about 6 laps out. Or not 6 laps, sorry. 9
I see
laps
the
out.
but I went back about 6 laps and I never saw him hit the wall.
About 9 laps out of the, 8 or 9 laps out of the stage end. Alex Simkowski down pit road.
Oh, and I was listening, following the leader here through 1 and 2, letting out of it big time in the turns. You could see him fighting that car with his wheel.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're first, middle of the pack, or last. You're going to be fighting your car at this track on old tires.
Oh, and he got a little loose up in that gravel. But with an almost 2 second lead, you can do that. Oh, there goes. Oh, I'm on the wrong car.
Daniel Roberts has kept that spot over Trey Kirk, and now I thought he made him a little bit of a mistake. These cars are just not able to get away from each other. I mean, you see Garrett Kinder pulling away from these two, and Elliott Longenecker's falling back from these two, but Trey Kirk and Daniel Roberts cannot stop battling each other here at the end of stage 2.
You know, if you concentrate on the right car, you can see what happens.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. 22 and the 37. 22 come up on the 37 and had a case of following the driver into the wall.
As we got a lot of traffic here with lap cars and lead lap cars. We got 5 laps to go in this stage. Cody Pinnell trying to sweep the first 2 and get 10 bonus points towards his lead. Towards his points lead anyways, not the actual race lead. As a lot, a lot of traffic back there in third or so.
Yeah. That's what I just concentrating on here. And the 30 getting up, way high. Had to let out of it to keep out of that wall, allowed the 24 to get up to him. Make a run on him. It looks like we 1 and 2. Elliott Longenecker is going to follow and try to get through there as well, and just doesn't quite pull it off.
Oh, and the 30 gets under the wall. Daniel Roberts, a little bit of contact, but not too much. And that'll help him stay in fourth.
He's ready for this stage to be over. Like Garrett Kinder, a little close call with the wall as well, 2-1 and 2. And he has dropped 2.5 seconds back out of first place. So, you know, he's holding on to it right now.
The battle for third is going to keep going on to the end of the stage here as Trey Kirk able to keep that spot. And here comes Elliott Longenecker trying to get out of fifth finally, but he's had trouble passing either one of these cars. It's just really tough right now on that bottom line. Lap 105. So one more lap around for our leader, and that'll be the end of stage 2. As we see the 14 of Donald Ray down pit road. So with Alex Simkowski, Kobe Roberts pitting as well. So they're short pitting to not have to pit at the end of the stage.
And the caution flag is
But
out.
can he get out before that pace truck pulls off? He's not able to. So Kobe Roberts, and it looks like he's serving a penalty or fixing the damage, either which. But with that pit stop, I don't think he'd stay there for damages. I think that's a penalty.
We got a slow car on the middle of turn 3 and 4. Ryan Putnell has run out of gas. 46 laps.
As the 22 comes out there, and he's a lap down now after having to pit. So right back to a lap down, unfortunately, for that 22 he goes.
So it looks like you can get about 45 laps out of these cars. Or at least Ryan Putnell was able to. $46 if you hit the checker because you're running out of gas after that.
And we're going to see all these lead lap cars come down pit road here to get more Sunoco fuel and 4 fresh Goodyear tires, but this will not get you to the end of the race. So one more pit stop is at least required for these cars if we go green the rest of the way.
So 56 laps from here. Or 55, excuse me. Donald Ray's out of gas. He went 48 laps.
Yeah, you can try to stretch it, but over 50 laps, I doubt you can make it. And Cody Pennell makes it out of pit road. Trey Kirk second, Garrett Kinder third.
Yeah.
Elliot Longnecker comes out of pit road fourth, so Daniel Roberts loses a spot on pit road, unless he lost it already.
Yeah, had to lose that on time on pit road because he was 3 seconds faster in the pits. He was 0.3 seconds. 0.3 seconds faster in the pit. And 0.5 seconds faster than our leader, Cody Pennell. So must have had an issue somewhere else.
As we're getting ready to start the last stage of the race, going to be all the way to lap 163. No more scheduled cautions here tonight, so we'll see how this stage goes, but these guys got to be ready to schedule a green flag pit stop. Even if it doesn't happen, you got to be ready for it.
And Kobe Roberts, our leader earlier, has put himself in the lucky dog position one more time. So he's not giving up.
Cody Pennell, like the beginning of stage 2, going to put himself in a good position to start the last stage of the race. Like you said, Kobe Roberts, our leader early on, and pole sitter has had trouble all race after that pit mistake at the end of stage 1, or in the middle of stage 1, sorry. So yeah, we're gonna restart what looks like on lap 111. So about
52 laps.
52 laps. Which I can't see anybody really stretching that out on fuel, but we'll see.
If you've been saving under this caution and we get one more caution.
Well, I meant under green.
Under that one? Yeah, under green, you're not going to stretch it. You got to start thinking now, fuel saving.
Right now, I think the 24 Trey Kirk, all he's thinking about is I got to get this lead on this restart.
Yeah. Cody Pennell has been getting some good jumps off of the restart. So kind of expect that to happen again. I think it'll be some great racing to see this go green the rest of the way with some green flag pit stops, creating a lot of drama. So I think it'll be a great finish to this race, no matter how it goes.
Absolutely. Garrett Kinder starting in third behind the leader, Elliot Longenecker fourth, and Daniel Roberts running at the top 5 on this restart. Garrett gets to start behind the leader, so he's going to look to try to take second away early on this restart and then work towards our leader. But short run, medium run, long run, it doesn't matter. Nobody's been able to catch or pass Cody Pinnell.
No, he's a man on a rocket. Here we go. Time to go get her, boys. For real.
Green flag is back out. Garrett Kinder did not get a good jump, so that'll keep him in third. Trey Kirk stays in second, but for how long? As Garrett Kinder looks to the bottom in turn 1 and 2.
Anything hooked up to the leader right behind him, you get a better jump than that.
As we are 3 wide in the back of the pack, and that's going to cost him.
Here comes the caution. He is on the track.
Caution is out.
Looks like, we did get somebody into him. I thought everybody was going to get around.
Oh, my God. People are just running over each other under caution. We call that a little bit of ARCS brakes.
Oh, the 9 car. Gary Evers is modified.
She comes down 55. A Trey Bass was there. Then, unfortunately, I mean, man, you got to start slowing down when you see that car if you're Alex Simkowski.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Ain't nobody letting off. Oh, good Lord.
Oh, he was letting off, but. Oh, okay. So he was letting off, but once he got into that smoke, he couldn't see.
Well, you wanted better smoke, and you got it. Well, there's the caution. That could help somebody stretch it out.
Yeah, we'll restart with at least, I would say, 49 to go as Kobe Roberts gets his lap back.
So we had, what do we have, 1 caution on the last stage?
In stage 2, we had 1 to open up the stage, yes.
And the best that anybody could do was 48 laps with 1 caution. So they're going to need another one. And they're going to need tires way before that. So it's a possibility. If it happens, it'll be wonderful. But
one thing we learned from last night, if you're able to save save fuel, tires won't matter. As long as you can save fuel and do it better than everybody else.
Myself or not. Staying out.
See if we get the 1 degree this time by. Looks like the lights are still on.
We got some takers in the back going to pit road. I'm not sure if it's anybody on the lead lap.
Yeah, no, a lot of people lap down. I believe Ken Bellamy on the lead lap is.
Okay.
Actually, speaking of, we haven't looked at it all night, so why not? We'll take a look at the schedule. And if you're a fan of dirt, next week is the week for you as we head to Bristol for 125 laps around tricky dirt Bristol this time around. 38, 38, and 49 for the stages.
Well, we did have Trey Bass and Jason Alexander. Well, Jason Alexander's still there. Trey Bass did come down 4.6 seconds. I got to think that's at least a splash of fuel, maybe right side tires. So there's somebody running a strategy there.
And then after Bristol Dirt, we head to Martinsville Speedway and Richmond. So 3 straight short tracks for you. And then we head to the opposite of a short track at Talladega Super Speedway for 94 laps. Kansas, and then Darlington Raceway to finish out the season.
Sounds like an exciting schedule. So Ken Bellamy stayed down, got some damage repaired. And it looks like Trey Bass has went back down pit road.
He's just trying to get every ounce of fuel he can, it looks like. We're going to go
Another
back
40.
racing. We're going to go back racing, it looks like, with 48 to go. So, I mean, hey, if you can absolutely save fuel as much as you can, you might be able to make it.
Well, at least we got somebody to look at. Jason Alexander came down. Well, he's running 11th, so, and he came down a few laps ago. Ken Bellamy, who's still on the lead lap. So there's 3 guys running a fuel strategy.
Right now, I'm kind of hoping we go green the rest of the way. I have a lot of fun watching this strategy kind of work itself out and see who can pull it off. If somebody can't save the fuel, if we're going to see these guys up front pit about halfway through, we'll see. So we're going to find out. Truck pulls off, and the second restart of stage 3 is off. The green flag is out. And another great jump from Cody Pennell. Trey Kirk and Garrett Kinder stay the top 3. The battle for 4th is on, though. Daniel Roberts on the bottom of Elliott Longnecker. One thing I have noticed throughout this race, because I've kind of almost mixed up a couple of names, is there is a lot of Roberts in the field.
Maybe that's why I said Roberts earlier. The 24 getting a little sideways there coming out of 4. Looks like he's going to lose that position to Garrett Kinder.
Yeah, Garrett Kinder coming for the 2nd position and maybe the lead, as he does on the high line take that spot away, and he's going to get a good run on our leader out of 2.
24, Trey Kirk had a great run on our leader as well, and just that little slip up in 4. And here comes Garrett up to the bumper, and he's going to take a look.
So we talked about saving. These guys are not.
Oh, they are not.
Garrett Kinder down the front stretch into turn 1 will take the lead away, and you got to think maybe Cody is saving. I kind of want to go on board here and see.
He's too far into the run to make it to the end. But
no, he dives right back down to the bottom here.
Okay.
So Cody
he's been out all day.
That.
Maybe he wanted to let somebody pass to see if he could pass him. I don't know.
Cody Pennell wants that lead back, and he's going to take it almost with ease. Garrett Kinder going to fight back on the outside. We are battling for the lead and for 3rd place.
Yeah, and the guys that came down for fuel are loving this.
2 wide still for the lead in 3rd place as Trey Kirk wins that battle, and Cody Pennell on the inside not able to take that spot away from Garrett. Garrett fighting really hard on that outside line, but how long can it last for either one of these drivers? Man, they're just wearing these tires out.
Yeah.
Garrett Kinder takes the lead
amazing
back.
Couple of laps there. That was some pretty tight racing.
Garrett Kinder gets the lead back away from Cody Pennell and looks to try to maybe pull away, but with that speed Cody's had all race long, we'll see if he's able to do it. Top 4, though, have pulled away from everybody else by over a second.
Oh, and here comes Trey Kirk trying to take 2nd away. Well, he thought about it anyway.
I don't want to question Garrett, but I will say, how long can this last? I mean, we started to see him fall off at as the tires got older last stage. So can he hold on to this lead for over 40 laps ahead of Cody, who's been fast on every single run, whether it's short or long?
Oh, that's not going to help. Oh, well, he survived it. Got a little high up in the gravel and stayed off the wall and managed to stay in the lead.
Yeah, he's living really close to that wall, but that middle lane, that middle to kind of that seam on the high line are what seems like a little bit faster, because Garrett Kinder's been up right next to the wall and it has not been faster, and it's been pretty obvious. So we got a tight battle. I mean, 1st through 4th and 5th place Jeremy Brialt is about to introduce himself into this battle.
I mean, you can, from the angle I'm looking here, he is burning that right rear tire up coming out of 2 and 4. That right rear is just hanging out there.
Well, Garrett does like to drive off of that right rear tire, so we're seeing him do that on that high line, and he's holding off Cody Pennell so far, but a long way to go left in this stage to end out the race. But Garrett Kinder doing a nice job on that high line and holding him off.
Yeah, I wonder how long before he moves down a little bit, because he is just not seem to back off of that wall any.
Hey, as long as it's working, he's going to live with it.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't say it's necessarily faster, but he is holding on the lead using it. As man, I mean, you can just put a blanket over the top 6 right now. I think that is I don't think that. Yeah, Dustin Painter. I questioned if it was a lead lap car or not, because Dustin Painter's been a lap down a lot of this race, but here he is in the 49 machine, working his way into the top 5 now.
Oh, a little touch of in the grass for Cody Pennell there, but it didn't seem to affect him any as he takes the lead.
Maybe a pass in the grass type situation is Cody Pennell. He's going to dive up in front. We're going to see a crossover from Garrett Kinder here. A little bit of a oh, and we're wrecking behind him. Elliott Longenecker.
Whoa.
Oh, Jeremy Brialt.
Too.
And that's going to bring out a caution. And now, well, we now know that everybody's going to be able to make it on fuel, because we're going to see pit stops.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you can do the math for me, because I don't remember how many they've taken, but they're going to be down to at least 2 sets of tires, if not 1, with this.
I believe there's 2 sets in the pits
right now, so yeah, that would leave him to 1. So Elliott Longenecker checks up, and oh man, that's when it's unfortunate, is when it is it looked like to be net code. We'll take a closer look. They almost make a little bit of contact, but they don't, and then yeah, that's all net code.
That crossover move got Garrett to slow down, and every little chain reaction slowing down behind him got that started. In iRacing, Infinite Wisdom said, well, these 2s should have touched.
As we are seeing everybody come down pit road now on the lead lap. And this could potentially be the last stop, so you got to execute. And unfortunately for Cody Pennell, that caution came out with him in the lead. Garrett Kinder was not able to perform the crossover and get in front of him before it happened, so he's going to be able to not only have the lead, but get into that second, or at least I thought he had the second pit stall, maybe the 3rd actually. We'll see if he's able to win the race off of pit road. He got into his pit stall good. We'll see if he's able to race him out. Garrett Kinder wins the race off of pit road.
Oh, wow. Great pit stop.
Yeah, here late in this race, that is absolutely crucial for Garrett Kinder that he's able to be the control car on this restart.
Yep, 4 tires, full tank of fuel, 37 laps. What, with about 35 to go to the end when we get started?
So we have 7 sets of tires extra outside of what they started on, right? So I'm showing 5 pit stops for Garrett, which would mean he has 2 left after that pit stop.
2 left.
And that's the same for Cody Pennell. Same for a lot of these people up here who have pit 5 times. It looks like Daniel Roberts Kobe Roberts in 4th. How's it? Okay, what? Did he stay out? No. Okay, I'm a little bit confused, not gonna lie. Did he take 2 tires? Can you go back and check?
Kobe Roberts is showing in 4th, 9.7 seconds.
Oh, that had to be 2 tires.
2 tires.
Hey, he had to get himself back up here somehow, because he was further back for a while.
Yeah, it's not I'm not against it.
Might as well try. If you're stuck outside the top 10, you might as well try, because I mean, if you finish where you were If it goes green the rest of the way and you're on older tires than these other guys, at least on the left sides, and it doesn't work out, well, you still end up where you would have maybe been. So
Yeah.
it gets him out of a lot of that traffic. We'll see if it works out.
Jason Alexander, 13th, took 2 tires. Apparently that didn't work out too well for him.
Looks like we're going to restart on lap 131.
The 24, Trey Kirk, spent 66 seconds in the pit, but stays on the lead lap. He's the last car on the lead lap.
Look at that nose. He has a white paint scheme, and you can look at how dirty that nose is, and a lot of damage to that car. And Garrett Kinder's looks a lot cleaner than Trey Kirk's did, at least not damage-wise, but just all that.
Dustin Painter qualified second. Like you said, it's been at least a lap down, maybe 2 at one point, I think. Ran that long run, that long fuel run on the first stage, got mixed up back in traffic. It's got himself back up into 3rd. Lord have mercy.
He has a chance. Yeah, he started second, went all the way back to 10th early on, which kind of got him into a little bit of trouble. And so now back up into that top 3, gets a chance at the win here tonight. And Kobe Roberts on that outside, who started on the pole position, will have a chance here, even with 2 tires. We'll see how well he fares.
I had 20 laps on them left side, so I did a 28 lap earlier. Mine were still in the 90s on the left side, so.
We're going to find out here, though. The pace truck's going to pull off. He leaves it to Garrett Kinder to whenever he wants to go. He holds him a little bit longer, and
Decent jump.
Cody Pinnell's able to get a decent jump on him, but Garrett Kinder, a great jump, gets out to the lead, and we'll see if he's able to hold on to it for over 30 laps, 32 to go for that 76 machine to try to hold on to that lead over Cody Pinnell. And a lot of racing going back in the middle of the pack or so.
Yeah, and those guys that took that fuel strategy chance earlier are not happy. And here we go, battle for the lead.
Cannot give this up if you're Garrett Kinder, because Cody's shown once he gets the lead, he runs away.
yeah.
But, I mean, nothing you can do about it. Cody Pinnell uses that low line. He's going to sweep up to the high line. Garrett Kinder going to cross over, gets a little loose, and that's going to kill his run, it looks like, into turn 3.
Oh, no, he got a good run on it.
I feel like he could have gotten a better run if he didn't get loose, though.
Some great racing here.
Great battling going on for the lead here. And Dustin Painter starting to come up here into this battle. And he's going to look to the low line for second over Garrett Kinder.
Hey, he had the speed for the pole, or, yeah. Or, I'm sorry, outside pole.
Oh, and wrecking to the back stretch. Ken Bellamy somehow keeps it straight. Side by side still for second. Dustin Painter looking to take that second spot away and try to see if he can win this race late after battling through adversity.
Well, you're going to have a lot to get up here to Cody.
No, but Dustin slips up, and that's going to leave the door open for Daniel Roberts on the outside. And all of a sudden, because of that battling, Dustin falls back to 4th.
Cody Pinnell loves those 4 freshies, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's up 7/10 already over Garrett Kinder. Usually we've seen him kind of sit about 2 or 3 tenths ahead of these guys and just sit there, but he's not being patient this time around. He's just on the go. He's not worrying about saving tires.
He wants to stretch this out. He's got a strong car. He wants to stretch it out and then be able to run easy. Let these guys in the back burn their stuff up trying to catch him.
But yeah, what a battle for the lead there on that restart. That was a lot of fun to watch. Cody Pinnell eventually comes out on top with that battle. Speaking of battling, we got Samuel Roberts back here with got Jeremy Brialt in that 74 on the outside, and Trey Bass in 6th in the 55. As he pushes up, and that's going to leave the door open for the 15, but he doesn't take it. He didn't want to go 3 wide, which would probably be smart. Because, you know, you have that door open to go 3 wide, but you got to think about the chain reaction off of the wall that could bring them down into you. So smart move there from the 15. Because you can't finish at least where you're running if you don't finish the race. So
Yeah, you got to finish first.
Here comes Elliott Longenecker. A part of that wreck earlier. He's trying to battle back. He's up to 9th right now, but side by side in front of him, nowhere to go. And once they're side by side in front of you for multiple laps, that just kind of really locks you up and doesn't allow you to go anywhere. But he is following Trey Bass on that outside, and that's going to open the door for him to try to pass the 15 of Samuel Roberts.
And I don't know if it's true, but when you're behind 2 cars battling like that, it kind of makes you faster, takes some of the air off of you, and you think you got this strong car, and you just got no place to go, and then it evens out, and then you catch some wind again, and you're like, oh, never mind.
Maybe on the back stretch, but when you get into that turn, you do not want to be behind somebody in that dirty air. Because once you get that air taken off that front nose, that you're losing downforce, and it's a little bit harder to get through the turn. But man, these guys have been side by side for a while now. As Trey Bass, he's working up to Kobe Roberts. He's fallen back 2 spots, taking 2 tires. So not working out for him too much, but he's starting to fall back as this run continues. But you got to think at this point he's just hoping for a caution so he can get tires and be a little bit further ahead than he was earlier.
Maybe he's thinking big picture and not burning it off, and hoping that the tires kind of even out and he can make another run.
Go to Canal, a 7/10 lead now over Daniel Roberts as he made a pass for 2nd over Garrett Kinder. But Cody right now, it's gotten to 7/10, and he's just kind of left it there right now. Trey Bass, so far our biggest mover tonight, and I imagine he will be at the end of this race. He's up 17 spots right now, sitting 6th, and he wants to get inside that top 5 and make it 18.
Yeah, he'd like to get more too.
Elliott Longenecker was able to get past all those people. And now David Houck trying to make a pass on the outside of Kobe Roberts. So those 4 tires definitely showing off right now. But Kobe going to fight back as much as he can, but there's only so much you can do when you don't have as good of tires as the people around you.
Yeah, he dropped two spots on that one lap.
He's now close to falling outside the top 10 if Jacob Fifield can make a move in that 43 McDonald's Chevrolet. And he's going to look to the inside. It's a little bit easier to make a pass on the inside when you got fresher tires.
Oh, yeah.
Here comes Dustin Painter for the top 3. He's trying to make a move on Garrett Kinder. As we're closing in now, 20 laps to go here at Atlanta. Cody Pennell, maybe the only driver who doesn't want to see a caution right now. But here, oh, maybe he does. Daniel Roberts, he's coming up on him quick. Two car length lead now for Cody. Daniel showing some speed here late.
I wonder if...
Oh, and spinning behind him.
Oh, we got...
That's Trey Bass.
And they're going to keep going. Oh, man.
Well, it's not going to be 17 spots anymore, unfortunately, for that 55. as he crawls his way back to the pit road. But
yeah, he's trying to get to the 74 Jeremy Brault.
Jason Alexander, he was a part of that as well. And no, he almost spun himself out on the front stretch. And the caution is out. Not sure what it came out for. Because Trey Bass was stopped before pit road, and I think he stopped because the caution came out, so he deliberately did not go down pit road. And, well, that one more pit stop at least now, and wow, fresh tire battle to the end of this race. That's going to be one heck of a show. Oh, no. Well, the race off of pit road is going to be even more important now, with this being potentially the last pit stop. If you can get the lead and with under 20 to go, under 15 to go, that is going to be huge for whichever driver can, or big for Cody Pennell if he can hold the lead off of pit road.
Well, I wonder if anybody was paying attention to what 2 tires did. I imagine somebody's going to try it if they weren't paying attention.
Yeah, I wouldn't, but, I mean, hey, it's a great thing about racing. Somebody else can if they want to. Garrett Kinder, we've seen him have some really good pit stops. Can he do it again? From third this time, we'll see. Cody Pennell pulls in his pit stall. Dustin Painter into the second. Kobe Roberts into the first pit stall. You know he's going to take 4 this time.
And 4 for Kinder as well.
Cody Pennell gets off well. And did Garrett Kinder win the battle
like
for
it.
second? So Kobe Roberts comes out 8th off of pit road. So, I mean, he was outside of the top 10 earlier, struggling back there ever since he got his lap back. And, well, with that call, he gets to start inside the top 10 with 4 fresh tires.
He lost some spots, but he actually gained some spots. So that was a great call for him. And of course, the caution worked out for him, but still, you take a chance, and sometimes you win.
Man, you got to. If I'm that 30 car, I'm a little bit sick to my stomach because I mean he was about to make a move to pass Cody, and now all of them are on fresh tires, and he's starting third, which is great because you get to start behind the leader. But I imagine with how fast his car looked, he just wanted to go to the end.
I think he felt real good on them worn out tires. So yeah, he's hard to probably think when the caution came out.
Again, I'm not really sure what it came out for. I mean, we did have a slow car on the front stretch, but he was rolling. So
I'm thinking the number 4. Let me go back and look.
once again, if you love dirt, make sure to tune in next week as we head to Dirt Bristol for 125 laps around that very tricky half-mile dirt track. Cody Pennell going to be leading the group back to green here on this potential last restart. Garrett Kinder second, Daniel Roberts third, Elliott Longnecker restarting fourth with Dustin Painter fifth, Jeremy Briel starting this restart sixth with Samuel Roberts behind him in seventh, Kobe Roberts in eighth with David Hauk in ninth, and Jacob Fifield rounds out the top 10 on this restart. And we got 14 cars on the lead lap. The remaining drivers are Jason Alexander, Trey Kirk, Giroux Evers, and Ken Bellamy.
Yeah, it was not the 4, so I wasn't able to find it.
We're lined back up 2 by 2. These guys are ready to go back racing, and I imagine every single one of their hearts are pumping pretty fast, awaiting this restart. because it doesn't matter that it's just a simulator. When you're in that car in this situation, your heart's going to be beating, your heart rate's going to be up there.
Oh yeah. It's I'm gonna get this thing copyrighted. Get me some T-shirts. It is time to go get her, boys. Oh, and we got a little extracurricular activity going on in the background.
Pace truck pulls off. Cody Pennell, your control car, and Garrett Kinder does not get a good jump. And looks like neither did Daniel Roberts, but it's a good enough jump to secure that second spot. And he's going to try to go back to doing what he was doing before that caution came out, and that's trying to pass the 6th car of Cody Pennell. Garrett Kinder, though, he's going to work on the back bumper of the 30, so got to be very careful what you do here into turn 3. Kobe Roberts restarted 8th. He's already moved up to 6th. Elliott Longenecker on his outside is P5, so he is moving. Oh, but he gets tight. He almost gets up into Elliott Longenecker.
Oh.
The battle remains for the 5th position right now between these two. Everybody fighting for every inch of the track they can get. You are not going to have much give anymore. All take at this point of the race. As Elliott Longenecker doing a really nice job at holding that outside line and not letting that 22 get a good run off the turn. And a battle for 2nd as well as, the 22 gets loose. That's going to cost him not just that position, but a position for Jeremy Briault as he moves up into 6th. And Garrett Kinder moving up into 2nd spot, trying to make a pass over Daniel Roberts, and he does. And now all he has in front of him is our leader, Cody Pennell, with 10 laps to go.
Seems like he's got a good head of steam coming up on him, too.
This is for all the marbles with 10 laps to go. Leave nothing on that track. And Garrett Kinder sure is not right now. He is doing everything he can to get to our leader.
Yeah, it is definitely full send time. Oh, and a little slide up the track from him. Here comes 49, Painter. Working his way up into 3rd place.
Dustin Painter trying to at least get back to where he started this race in 2nd, but he's got to pass Daniel Roberts before he can do that. And we'll see if he gets a good enough run on that inside line out of 2 to make it work. He doesn't move up. I think he should have, but he didn't.
It's going to cost him. He's going to have to battle him again.
Yeah, at this point of the race, you got to move up and make that guy do a crossover move to the inside. But he did not, and that's going to cost him that 3rd position as Daniel Roberts fights back and keeps that podium spot.
Well, not 100% sure you're clear. You're not going to move up and ruin your race and the other guy's race as well. So that's respectful, but it did cost him, and he spins on the back stretch.
Well, he did spin. He got
a little
loose.
loose. I was anticipating the spin. That's that turn 2. It'll bite you if you're too low in that corner coming out. You're going to go around, or start to anyway.
Cody Pennell, Garrett Kinder, Daniel Roberts, your top 3 with Elliott Longenecker and Jeremy Briault. Rounding out your top 5 with 7 to go. Can anyone catch and pass that 6 car?
I got money that somebody can catch him. I'm not going to bet on passing him.
Garrett Kinder, we've seen kind of all night long that he does start to fall off on the longer run, and he's starting to fall back, and Daniel Roberts going to make a move on 2nd. Elliott Longenecker to the bottom.
Digging, trying to get that 3rd spot.
Yeah, I mean, go where the others aren't, I guess you could say, for Elliott Longenecker. If you see all those guys on the outside line, well, don't sit in their dirty air. Try to go somewhere else, and that's what he's doing.
It doesn't seem to be quite working out for him, but here comes Daniel Roberts on the inside of Garrett Kinder, and I think he's going to get that spot. We're going to see coming out of 2 here.
Garrett did a really nice job of keeping level with him on the outside line. side by side for the second position with 5 laps to go into turn 3. Man, you know one person who's loving seeing this is Cody Pennell, as he's just pulling away more and more as these two battle.
Oh, yeah. And a little gamesmanship going on here. 76 trying to hold the 30 down so he can't get a good run off the corner. The 30 also made an attempt to come up to keep Garrett Kinder a little higher so he couldn't get as good a run.
The only yellow that Cody Pennell wants to see right now is that 30 car in his rearview mirror. As Garrett Kinder does keep that second position over Daniel Roberts. And finally that battling ends, but not before Cody Pennell was able to gain a 1-second lead over those two now. And here comes Dustin Painter back to try to get himself into the top 4. And Daniel Roberts as well, not giving up on that second position. He gets tight.
No, he did not.
2 to go. A lot of close racing. 1 lap around to collect that white flag, so nothing else can end this race but the yellow or the checkered. But man, there sure is a lot of battling going on back here for third place.
Yes, there is.
As Dustin Painter just not able to use that inside to make a pass. He has struggled every time he went down there. But Cody Pennell in that 6 car coming out of turn 4 will collect the white flag. 1 lap to go here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. I mean, what a showing from him, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, just strong. Looks like our biggest battle right now is going to be for 4th between Painter and Elliott Longenecker.
Round 3 and 4 for the last time. Cody Pennell here at Atlanta Motor Speedway for the ARCS Monday Night Lightning Series out of turn 4. Going to collect his 3rd win of the season in 4 races.
Garrett Kinder coming home 2nd, Daniel Roberts 3rd, Elliott Longenecker in 4th, and Dustin Painter your top 5. Kobe Roberts comes back to get 6th position. Out of everything that's happened, that's a good day, good finish.
Congratulatory bump there from Elliott Longenecker, as I believe Cody is in, no, never mind. I was going to say Full Send, but he's in a different channel. Sideswipe Racing.
Aha, that's a good name.
Maybe Cody going to do what Ryan Blaney did this past, this Sunday, is do a little bit of a Polish victory lap for the virtual fans here tonight. Back to the start-finish line, where then he'll burn it down. But man, what a showing from Cody. He really likes these 1.5 miles, and it's showing. I mean, the 3 1/2 miles we've had to start off this season, he's finishing that number 1 position.
He put on a great show. Dominant. Garrett Kinder made an attempt on him, but Cody showed just how strong he was, taking the position back and getting a great win tonight.
I did not think he would go all the way around the track, but hey.
Hey, why not?
Why not?
There's grandstands back here. Go back here and wave at the cheap seats.
I don't think those are there in real life, to be honest with you. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention this past weekend.
I have never been to Atlanta, so I don't know. That was 3 and 4. I think they're still there. We got RV row on the back stretch. That would be a great place to watch a race from the comfort of your RV. So we talked about Cody Robertson 6th, Jeremy Baralt brings it home 7th, Samuel Roberts 8th, Jason Fifield 9th, and David Hauk rounding out your top 10. Trey Kirk in 11th, Ken Bellamy 37th, Jason Alexander comes home 13th, Gary Evers 14th, and those were all the lead lap cars. Trey Bass with that strong run had a little trouble there at the end and finishes one lap down in 15th. Rough night for him.
And Cody Pennell done with those burnouts. Got him in here, so we'll go ahead and talk to our winner here tonight. Cody, Zach, and Sam in the booth. You got a copy?
I got a copy.
Man, absolutely dominating race from you. That I believe it was the first pit stop in the middle of stage one is where you took over the lead and pretty much held it from there. Some tight battling there at the end, but hey, you came out on top. How did your car feel on the long run? Because it just seemed to be good no matter what run you were on, short or long.
Yeah, I really liked it on the long run. It handled really well on the high line. There was one run there towards the end where Garrett and I got to battling back and forth, and I think I had burned my tires up on the bottom a little bit and got really tight, and Daniel was able to close in on me a little bit. And a timely caution there came out, and I was able to get some fresh tires and manage my stuff a little bit better, and was able to keep it up high.
Hi, Cody. This is Sam. I was wondering there, strong performance, getting a big lead, and you say you're taking care of your stuff and saving tires. How do you get a 2-second lead saving your stuff?
Just I was kind of lifting a little earlier, being really patient, getting back to the throttle. Just something that I learned from my dad a long time ago that I learned from racing in real life is sometimes you slow down, you go faster. So I just tried to keep that in mind the whole race, and I think it paid off.
Yeah, I keep hearing that all the time. Well, congratulations on a great race and a strong win. You got shout outs for us?
I just want to shout out ARCS, Ryan Pinnell, Elliot, everybody, Keith, that makes this happen. I really appreciate this opportunity to run with this great group of guys, and looking forward to the rest of the season.
All right. Thank you. I'm sure we'll talk to you again.
All right, now we'll move on to second place finisher, Garrett Kinder. Hey, Garrett, you got a copy?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, great showing from, I mean, we talked about Cody, but a great showing from you tonight as well. You started 10th and you finished second. Take us through how your car felt on the longer runs here at Atlanta.
Long runs, of course, I'm sure just like everybody else, ended up pushing tight quite a bit. I've talked to you a few times. You know, I like running loose race cars, so I was battling that all night, trying to figure out how to overcome it. Tried different lines here and there, but it turned out high line was dominant the whole time. It's absolutely awful running high line on a tight race car, but we made it work.
Yeah, you did make that top work. Hey, Garrett, Sam, how you doing? Um, I was wondering when you were going to move down, and you just kept with that high line. What are you worn out wheeling that race car?
I am wore out. This is one of the longer races, league races I've done for sure. But I've never done a race with the stage brakes in it. That was real nice. It's a fresh concept for me, so I enjoyed the heck out of that. Gave me a chance to relax my hands a little bit. But yeah, I'm a little wore out after that one.
I'll let our fans know to visit kinderonly.com. And do you have any other shout outs for us? It was a great race for you.
Well, I want to give a shout out to my old parents. They're sitting at the house watching the race right now. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. How you doing?
Well,
Shout out to Reaper Racing. All y'all up in the booth, full send. Of course, this is my first race over here with ARCS. These guys, I didn't know what to expect coming into it, but man, that was a lot of fun. So shout out to these guys, and hopefully I get to come back and hang out with these guys some more.
I apologize that now you have to explain that. Good, strong run. We'll talk to you next time.
All right, guys, take it easy.
All right, and finally, Daniel Roberts. Hey, Daniel, Zach and Sam, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Well, I want to bring up that the caution that came out with about, I believe, 17 laps to go. I assume you did not want to see that come out because you looked like you had a strong car there. Did you think you had the car to beat him if the caution didn't come out?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I had a good run on him and just couldn't make it happen because the caution come out and probably could have got the win, but didn't work out that way.
Well, hey, Daniel, this is Sam. Good strong run from you, though. Get that third place. Which line did you think was the best? We've heard top line. We saw some guys run in the middle, saw a lot of guys running down low. What was your favorite out there tonight?
That high line was really fast tonight.
All righty then. You got any shout outs for us?
I'd like to give it a shout out to ARCS for putting all this on. They do a really good job with all the races and all, so I look forward to racing more.
Congratulations on that podium finish, and we'll hopefully talk to you again sometime.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
All right. That was your top 3 here tonight at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And while I pull up the results, last thoughts on tonight's race.
Fun race. 163 laps. I didn't know what to expect. Good, respectful racing, it seemed like. A lot of hard racing, a lot of different lines, some drama, some strategy falling into play that didn't happen to work, but it was made for some good, interesting stories along the way. All in all, it was a great night.
Absolutely. 14 cars finish on the lead lap. And we'll scroll through your results more for you to see. As we had 24 cars race here tonight. You see some there starting from 20th to 24th. We're not lucky enough to I guess Stephen Downton might have gotten closer to the end there along with Jonathan Hohenbrink, but unfortunately are not able to make it home under their own in their car, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But yeah, 14 finished tonight on the lead lap, and a great race. I love watching. I broadcast a bunch of series that don't have stage racing, and so it's fun to mix it up a little bit in this series, and I'm really enjoying it. And Cody Pennell gets 15 extra bonus points here tonight with winning stage 1, 2, and the race itself. So big race for him. Garrett Kinder second, Daniel Roberts third. Once again, your podium finishers. Thank you guys for tuning in here tonight. Make sure to tune in next week where we head to Dirt Bristol, which is going to be a heck of a race. So make sure to tune in for that. But for tonight, been Zach and Sam Wetstein from the booth here in Rebels Racing Network. Have a good night.